Hi, this is Kelly once again from the Plant-Based Kitchenista. Right now we're going to go ahead and focus on my culinary journey. So as you'll notice again that I'm focusing more on the workspace, not about me. So what we're going to look at is another cooking method, which of course is roasting vegetables. So I have a butternut squash here, so you can tell I used it for a couple other recipes yesterday. It says fabulous with risotto, it's great on salads, all kinds of different things. So I just sliced off the actual piece of the butternut squash, and then I basically cut off the rind, so you don't want to eat this. And then what I do is I cut it up into small little pieces. So I'm going to dump those on the pan. So you'll notice on here that I have parchment paper. And the reason why I have parchment paper is that I don't use any oils. So if you use oils, you really don't need to use the parchment paper unless you want to. But since I don't use it, I want to make sure that it doesn't burn. With the parchment paper on top of a cookie sheet, you can still get the really, really nice texture and the caramelization and the sweetness and those type of things. So there we go. So spread those out a little bit. And then the other thing I like is roasted garbanzo beans. So let me just dump those on without dumping them on everything else. So I already added a little bit of pepper, so when they were sitting there, just braise, and then may add just a little bit of salt, so just a little couple pinches of salt. They always talk about that you want to make sure that you use your fingers to do salt, that way that you, when you're doing it, you're not adding too much. All right, and there we go. So just a small little bit of flavor with that. And let me go ahead and get this into an oven. So what you'll need to do is, like I said, separate them out. Doesn't look like it's quite separated enough. Go. And then you're going to put this in a 400 to 410 degree oven. Cook for about 20 minutes. So let me go ahead and get that going. Okay, we'll go ahead and let those roast. Alright, so now we're back. So the vegetables have been roasting. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out of the oven. Hot pan. So you'll notice just like any vegetable when you're roasting it, there's a lot of times and stuff that things will shrink up, so you always want to make sure that, depending on what you want to do, you could be, double the recipe, triple the recipe, just so that you have enough vegetables for, especially if you're serving at a party or something like that. So the chickpeas are actually little hard nuggets, so they're almost like a, I don't know if you remember as kids and stuff, corn nuts. These are really good, so you can add all kinds of flavors. You could add garlic spices, you could add cinnamon sugar, you could add like chili powder, whatever type of things that you want. These are really, really good for snacking items. So let me grab a little plate. And a little spoon. And then I'm going to dish up the butternut squash. So you notice all this, the browning and the sweet caramelization. There's a little bit of almost kind of a glistening to it. So it adds, it's a really wonderful vegetable to cook. And it's, during the certain times of the year, especially around Thanksgiving time, it's very inexpensive. And other times of year, it's very expensive. But if you think about it, if you get a large or a medium one, you could feed a whole family, or you could have it for the week and put it on salads and all that. So just a little bit more. And make sure you get all the goodies in there. So there you go. So there's butternut squash that's been roasted. So if you think about it, using the baking sheet pan and then using the parchment paper, you could put broccoli, you could put Brussels sprouts, you could put carrots, you could put celery, you could put all types of different vegetables, all kinds of squashes, etc. Mixing it with a little bit of chickpeas or anything like that, and look at this wonderful type of dishes that you can have. So you could take these, warm them up, put them on different types of grains, different types of pastas. You can make some on salads, all that, and you can have this for a week. So if you cut up that entire butternut squash and put it on this plate, you could have butternut squash for a week, and what a wonderful way to go. So bada bing, bada boom, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thanks.